He came without warning, a stranger with a bag of books and a smile too wide for his face. The village had never seen a man like him, tall, well-dressed, with a silver chain around his neck and eyes that never blinked long enough to reveal what was behind them. He said his name was Mr. Tando, said he was sent by the city council to educate the village girls. The elders didn't question it. They were old, tired, and flattered by the attention. No one ever came to their forgotten town. So they nodded, shook his hand, and introduced him to the children. The girls, curious and starved for something new, were immediately drawn to him. He spoke gently, carried a sweet scent, told them stories about places they had only dreamed of, mountains that touched the clouds, schools with glass walls, books thicker than their heads. He gave them attention. He made them feel seen. And for most of them, that was enough. At first, he taught them under the mango tree, simple things, reading, writing, how to speak like a city girl. But soon, his lessons changed, grew stranger, darker. He started asking questions no teacher should ask. He touched shoulders too long. He praised obedience in a way that made the older women uncomfortable. But no one said a word, because every single girl kept coming back. One by one, they fell under his charm. Not just the students, older sisters, mothers, even wives. It was like he cast a net no one could see, a pull no one could resist. Until the day it all happened. One day, one teacher, every girl. The sun rose like any other day, soft, golden, innocent. But what followed was anything but. By mid-morning, the village felt off, quiet, too quiet. Mothers called for their daughters. Wives searched for their sisters. No laughter in the market. No footsteps near the well, no chatter from the schoolyard. Every girl, gone. All eyes turned to the school hut. The door was closed. No sound came from within. Elder Kwame was the first to step forward. He knocked once, no answer. Knocked again, harder. Still nothing. Finally, he pushed the door open, and what he saw would haunt him until his final breath. The room was filled. Dozens of girls, some sitting on the floor, some lying across benches, others standing frozen. All of them wide-eyed, all of them silent, staring, as if they were awake but not present, as if something had drained the life from them, leaving only breath and bones. And in the center stood Mr. Tando, shirtless, smiling, not a drop of sweat on him. Just that silver chain around his neck, and something else in his hand, something black, ancient, wrapped in cloth. "What have you done?" Elder Kwame asked, his voice trembling. Tando tilted his head. "I gave them what they asked for," he replied calmly. "A lesson." Behind him, one of the girls blinked for the first time, then whispered, "He touched our souls." Chaos erupted. Parents screamed. Elders argued. Some tried to pull their daughters away, but the girls resisted, clinging to Tando's presence like vines to a tree. They didn't speak, didn't cry. They just stared, as if trapped between this world and somewhere far beyond. Tando remained calm, almost amused. He didn't move when the village guards arrived, didn't flinch when they raised their spears. Instead, he lifted the cloth in his hand, just slightly, revealing a glimpse of what was underneath. Every torch in the room died at once. The guards dropped their weapons. One of them collapsed. Another ran and was never seen again. "You think this is about bodies," Tando said softly, "but I don't touch flesh. I touch hunger. I awaken what already lives in them, the need to be seen, heard, wanted. The elders tried to stop him. They pleaded, threatened, prayed, but the girls didn't want to leave. They followed him, out of the hut, into the forest, one by one. No shoes, no questions, no hesitation, only silence, only obedience, only him. If you're drawn to the darkness unfolding in this story, subscribe now and turn on the bell. The next part will reveal a truth that will shake you, because this teacher didn't come to educate. He came to collect. The villagers searched the forest for 3 days, torches in hand, prayers on their lips, guilt in their hearts. The deeper they went, the stranger the air became, thick, humid, charged with something unseen. Birds didn't sing, leaves didn't rustle, even the insects fell silent. And then they found it, a clearing, scorched black in perfect circles. At the center, the girls, lying still, eyes closed, breathing slow, as if they were asleep. No sign of Tando, no sign of struggle, only the chain. That silver chain of his resting on a stone altar, coiled like a snake. And beneath it, etched into the rock, a single word in a language no one recognized. When the priest tried to read it aloud, he bit his tongue clean in half. The girls awoke hours later, confused, cold, with no memory of what happened. They remembered arriving at the school, sitting down, hearing his voice. Then, nothing. But something had changed. They were different, not broken, not afraid, empowered, bolder, hungrier. One girl, barely 13, looked her father in the eyes and said, "You no longer speak for me." Another refused to eat, not because she was ill, but because she claimed she didn't need food anymore. And one, just one, laughed when someone asked if she missed the teacher. She said, "He never left." After that day, the village was never the same. The girls who returned weren't just older, they were other. Their laughter was sharper, their silence heavier. When they walked, even the ground seemed to listen. Animals grew restless around them. Infants cried when they passed. Firewood refused to burn in homes they entered, and none of them, none, spoke of what happened in the forest. They formed a circle, a bond. No outsiders allowed, not even their mothers. They no longer asked for permission, no longer waited to be led. They met under the moonlight, whispering in a new language, their movements in sync, their eyes distant. The village men grew nervous, especially the ones who had once ignored or mistreated them. Some left altogether. Others locked their doors at night. But locking a door doesn't help when what you fear already lives inside your house. One by one, strange things began to happen. The chief's crops rotted overnight, only his. The healer lost her voice. A boy who mocked the girls was found trembling, curled in a corner, mumbling, "He's teaching me too." But the girls said nothing, and when one elder finally snapped and shouted, "What did he do to you?" the oldest girl smiled. "He didn't take anything," she said. "He returned what was already ours." In the weeks that followed, the village emptied. Some fled without a word. Others left messages nailed to doors, begging forgiveness for what they'd allowed. The council disbanded. The priest burned his own scriptures. Even the dogs stopped barking. Whatever Mr. Tando had started, it had taken root, and it wasn't going anywhere. The girls, now young women, remained, not as victims, not as survivors, but as something new, something ancient, something chosen. And just like him, they began to teach. Not in classrooms, not with chalk and books, but through touch, through looks, through presence, with whispers beneath the baobab tree, with symbols drawn into the dust. Their students weren't just other girls, but boys too. The bold ones, the foolish ones, the curious. They never needed to raise their voices. The lesson was always the same. Power isn't given, it's remembered. No one saw Tando again, but his legacy lived on. In every footstep the girls took, in every silence they allowed, in every rule they quietly broke just by existing. And if you ever travel to that village, now renamed, unmarked on maps, don't ask about the teacher. They won't answer, but they might smile. If you had the chance to learn what the girls learned that day, would you take it? Or would you walk away, knowing some knowledge changes you forever? Drop your thoughts below. Ready for more forbidden lessons? Watch. What's hiding between her legs shocked every man. Next, you're not ready for what's beneath the surface.